Welcome back to Mountain Connections, everybody. One of my favorite sayings of 2019, it's 2019. There isn't a reason to have a hobby that you're not monetizing right now. And maybe if you're saying, I'm kind of want to be my own entrepreneur, but you're struggling with kind of getting off the ground, well, the man sitting on the couch right now is going to help you figure out a way to get off the ground if you're trying to be an entrepreneur. Here joining me from the Dot Crew is Trip Hunter. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure, Conrad.
So we're talking about the Dot Crew, and you're comfortable with saying it's an entrepreneurial launch pad?
Yeah, so it's DOT because we connect the dots for entrepreneurs between funding, marketing, launching their product, and then finding distribution for them, whatever that channel might be. Yeah.
So, so are you looking at newer entrepreneurs, maybe low-level guys? Are you looking at people who may have bigger investments?
This is the spectrum, really.
Okay.
You know, I think I have a marketing background. There are 5 of us at DOT, and we each have a very different skill set.
Okay.
And so we bring this, you know, distribution. We have one guy that focuses on that. I focus on the marketing. One person, you know, focuses on how we launch. What is that? Is it going to be launching on QVC? Is it a product that, you know, works on that channel?
Yeah.
Is it going to be launching in a crowdfunding campaign? And so we determine all of those factors, and then we build out their marketing for them. And it can be a very broad range.
Okay.
We have some tech companies that we work for, but we also have some products that, you know, infusion blends, which is a butter that we launched on QVC. And we did a test with them. We sold 7,000 jars of butter in 4.5 minutes.
Wow.
Which is a, you know, a somewhat successful launch on QVC, and so now we'll ramp that up and go from there. So really broad range.
Well, and I think that's huge that you hit on crowdfunding, because that's kind of the day and age of sometimes people getting their start is, you know, through Indiegogo or Kickstarter or anything like that. What would you say is the most troubling aspect of entrepreneurs sometimes? Is it the marketing? Is it even getting, you know, their name out there? Is it the budgeting? What?
You know, it's such a great question, because I'm constantly learning the answer to that question, because I don't know all, you know. But I think what it is entrepreneurs don't know what they don't know.
Okay.
And so they're so used to doing all the lifting on their own that when they finally find somebody that can help them get to that next level, they have no idea how to let go.
Right.
And say, you know what, I'll trust you with this. And so we're constantly, I wouldn't say fighting, but there's a back and forth or a struggle between getting them to say, okay, you know what, I don't know how to do that. You can you take it over.
It's hard trusting people with your own product, because it's a reflection of you, and that's one thing as a business person that I'm sure you can relate to. When you're selling a product that you are making, you are selling yourself, and when you get rejected, it hurts, because they're rejecting not only your product but yourself, and so it's hard to sometimes put trust into someone else.
Yeah, it's true, and you know, a lot of these entrepreneurs have everything wrapped up in this. You know, it's their dream. But for the most part, we find that they've been at it for a long time. They don't know where to go next.
Yeah.
Funding is the #1, you know, challenge for them. So when we started DOT back in September. I come from a marketing background. I ran the marketing at a tech company called Fusion.io, which is what brought me out here from New York City. And we started DOT. And what we didn't realize was the depth of the entrepreneurial community in Utah. I mean, it's just massive.
It's thriving, yeah.
And so we started these events called DOT Pitch Days, where people could apply to on our website to pitch, and we would have 10 people that would pitch in front of a room of a couple hundred people. First 2 rows would be entrepreneurs and investors, and go from there. The first event, we thought 50, 60 people might show up, and 350 people showed up.
Wow.
10 companies pitched, and within a week, $2.5 million had been allocated to those 10 companies. No, to not 10, to I think 6 companies. So it's, you know, it's just this community
I hear those numbers, and you know, I wouldn't say I'm a businessman, but that sounds like it was successful.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we had nothing to do with the funding on that. For us, it was really just, let's see if we can put all these ingredients in a pot, and what happens if we cook it, you know. And it was, so we've done 3 or 4 of those. Our last one, we had 600 people show up at that event, and so it's just really cool to see these people be able to get up on stage and you know, for the first time, and we try to coach them through. It's not a Shark Tank thing. We try to
Okay.
be gentle, you know. We put our
Yeah.
arm around people and, you know, and help them along.
You're not like, good job, Jimmy, all right, out the door.
No, we're not ripping people apart.
So when you're seeing these young entrepreneurs, do you guys do kind of goal expectations for them? Because I can imagine someone's like, I have this great idea. I'm going to sell you this pen. This pen is going to make millions and millions. And are you going to sit there and be like, someday you will, but first we got to work on selling 10 pens, and then we're going to work to 100 pens.
We do that. You know, I think in a lot of ways we really try to coach people through that process.
Yeah.
So we don't take, if somebody has an idea,
Yeah.
we can't start there.
Yeah.
That's just too early.
Okay.
You know, you need to have a prototype.
So they need to have a product giving to you guys.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And then we can do, and in many cases they have done some market research, but we'll do
Yeah.
some market research on and finding out, you know, what do we think is going to happen with this.
Okay.
We end up turning down you know, a ton. We had 190 applications for our last pitch day.
Wow.
So, you know, it
It's
gives
still
you
competitive. You know,
Yeah.
you guys aren't just willy-nilly taking in everybody. It's still, you guys
trying
have
not
to have
to.
a good product. Yeah.
we're trying to, like, at least, you know, look through all the applications so we can pick the ones that we think are going to work, because ultimately we invest a huge chunk of our time in getting that product, you know, out there.
Right.
So.
Totally. Well, Trip, thank you so much. If people want more information on the Dot Crew, where can they go to?
Yeah, they go to the dotcrew.com.
I was looking at your guys' website, and there's tons of stuff that I wish we could go more and more in depth about, from Fusion.io to Silicon Valley Comic-Con that you guys made. And
Yeah,
everything.
that's a fun one.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff that I wish I could talk to you more about. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. So thank you so much,
Thank you
man,
very
for
much.
coming on.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys are an entrepreneur and you guys have a product, definitely go hit up the Dot Crew, because they can help you go to the next level and be more successful. Because again, it's 2019. There's no reason not to have a hobby you can't monetize and be your own entrepreneur. We'll be back with more Mountain Connections, everybody, after this commercial break.